In this video, I used an exploit in villager trading to get an infinite amount of emeralds in Minecraft Hardcore. Keep watching to see how I did it. This episode is all about villagers, but before we actually get to the villagers, I'd like to make an enchanting table. So I'm gonna need a diamond pickaxe to mine some obsidian. And now we can craft an enchanting table. Sadly, I don't have enough leather for bookshelves, so we're gonna have to breed some cows. I'm just gonna set up a quick animal pen. So now I've got to find some cows and lure them into the cow pen. I've found some cows and I just have to bring them back. So I've brought some sheep with me, so I think I'm gonna build an extra pen for sheep. Okay, so now we've got a cow and a sheep pen, and now we can breed them. I'm gonna need some more wheat to breed the animals, so I'm gonna head to the village to harvest the hay bales. The next thing I'll need is paper, so I'm gonna go ahead and harvest some sugar cane to plant it around my base. That should do for now. Now I do actually need somewhere to put my enchanting area, and I think a large wizard hat would be the perfect place to store an enchanting area. But before I can actually build the wizard hat, I'm gonna need some resources. One of them being blue concrete. So I guess I'm gonna have to gather some sand and gravel. We're also gonna need some blue wool, so let's dye these sheep blue. I've collected all the necessary materials so we can start building. So the enchanting area is now done, which means that I can add some temporary enchantments to my diamond pickaxe. Not great, but it'll do for now. Now that the enchanting area is done, we can get to the villagers. I'm gonna start off by digging out a pit to build a villager breeder inside. So now that the villager breeder is all done, I can craft some rails to transport the villagers. And now I'm gonna have to build a railway all the way to the village. Now I just have to trap a villager in this minecart. One down, one more to go. And he's in. And off they go. So the villagers are now inside the breeder. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw them some bread. And hopefully they start breeding. I'm gonna go ahead and give them some privacy. And we have our first baby villager. I won't be needing this anymore. It's nighttime, which means it's the perfect time to lure a zombie villager into the breeder. This one should do. I'll give him a helmet so he doesn't burn in the sunlight. Now get in. And he's in. I'm gonna have to name him so he doesn't despawn. Very creative. Now before we actually get to infecting and curing villages, I'm gonna have to head to the nether to get some supplies. But first I'm gonna have to build another portal. Right here should be fine. And in we go. Now what I'm actually looking for in the nether is some blaze rods to brew some potions with. And that means I'm gonna have to find a blaze spawner in a nether fortress. And finding a nether fortress could be pretty tricky. That looks very promising. Now I just need to get there. And we're there. Now we just have to find a blaze spawner. And we have a blaze spawner. Got our first blaze rod. Okay, we've got 10 blaze rods and I'm definitely not going back for more. So this will have to do. Might as well take some nether wart while I'm at it. And now let's head out. There's our portal and I just have to take care of these guys and then we go. So I'm going to use these blaze rods to make a brewing stand, which I'll place right here. Then I'll make some glass bottles. Now I'll add some blaze powder and a fermented spider eye to make some weakness potions. And I'll add some gunpowder to turn them into splash potions. I'll also craft a golden apple. I'll then take a villager out of the breeder, get him infected, throw a potion of weakness at him and feed him a golden apple. Now what this basically does is it kills the villager, and if I kill villagers they offer me better prices. Now if I kill this villager multiple times, basically what I'm trying to explain is that librarians have the possibility of offering you a bookshelf per trade. If you kill a librarian multiple times, they may offer you a bookshelf in exchange for 1 emerald. And they also may offer you 1 emerald in exchange for a book. So if you buy a bookshelf for 1 emerald and break it, you receive 3 books. And you can trade in these books for 1 emerald each. So you just turned 1 emerald into 3, and thus tripled your amount of emeralds. And that's the exploit that I'm going to use to get an unlimited amount of emeralds. Now while this villager is curing, I can go ahead and build a villager trading hall. So the trading hall is complete and our villager has been cured and infected twice, which means we can transport him into the trading hall. Here we go, and he's in. Now I'll place and break the lectern until we get our desired trade, which is mending. This could take a while. It took a while, but I finally got the mending trade, as you can see here. And I'm gonna have to lock that in, which means that I'm gonna need some emeralds, which I don't have. So I'll turn one of these guys into a Fletcher, and I'll trade some sticks for some emeralds. And now I can lock in the trades. Now I'll transport him into one of these slots, and he's in. And now I'll go ahead and fill up the rest of the slots in the trading hall with the enchantments that I'll need. I continued to infect and cure villagers until I turned one of the villagers that I used for breeding into a farmer and bought bread and apples off him to continue the process. I got a villager with a silk touch trade, so I added silk touch and mending to my diamond pickaxe and went mining for gold ore in the nether. I managed to get 3 stacks of gold ore, so I smelted it and crafted a bunch of golden apples. Once I had 12 librarians with all the enchantments I required, I decided to infect and cure another 6 villagers and turn them into farmers to supply me with golden carrots when necessary. So all the slots in the trading hall are now filled, and I've also named all the villagers based on what trades they offer me, just so I have a better overview of what villager I'm dealing with. I've also got 6 farmers at the back here who supply me with golden carrots. And just to show you an example of the exploit I'm using, I've got 1 emerald in my inventory right here. If I go up to one of the villagers and buy a bookshelf off him for 1 emerald, I can place that bookshelf, break it, which gives me 3 books, and then I can go back to the villager and trade in each of these books for an emerald, giving me 3 emeralds. As you can see, I've gotten quite a bit of emeralds using this method. I've got a spiral staircase leading to the surface, but as you can see, there's nothing here on top. So I want to build something here to use as an entrance into the villager trading hall. So I built a medieval lighthouse as an entrance to the villager trading hall. You can just enter here and then make your way down the spiral staircase. And then you enter the trading hall. Now to end this episode off, I've decided to finally name my dog. But first I'm gonna have to buy a name tag of one of my villagers. I've decided to name my dog Dobby, like the elf in Harry Potter. So let's just name him. Perfect.